Looking at things from a really holistic perspective, and we mentioned the calorie restrictive type of things, and I think one factor that a lot of people are maybe unfamiliar with or unaware of is how much, restricting calories, how much, you mentioned just briefly, you touched on the concept of when you're losing fat or losing weight at a rapid level or a rapid pace, that it puts a stress on the body. Right. We're talking about nutrition here, and a lot of people, when they think about stress, they're thinking about mental, emotional stress, and that's certainly a big component of it. But I think that a lot of people don't understand or are unfamiliar with the concept of really nutritional stress, or stress that can be caused internally by what you eat or don't eat, and how that can kind of create a stress in the body in terms of hormone and digestion kind of function. Can you elaborate a little bit on that and the concepts of how really the right or wrong nutrition can create an internal stress in the body, can throw hormones out of whack?
Well, yeah, I mean, poor nutrition is a horrible stress on the body. And, one of the main foods, I don't even call it a food, I call it a drug, sugar. When you eat sugar, it has a huge hormonal response, and I don't think people understand really how massive a response eating sugar plays on your hormonal system. And you have to remember, your hormones are in charge of every message that goes on through your body. They're all the messengers that go through your body. And, essentially you always want to tell your hormones or the messengers the right things. You want to tell it things like burn body fat, increase growth hormone, or increase, serotonin, to make yourself feel good, to make yourself burn fat, to make yourself younger. And what sugar does, it first elevates your insulin levels extremely. And when you elevate your insulin level, we like to refer to insulin as your fat storage hormone. And when you have elevated insulin, your body can't burn body fat, okay? Because elevated insulin means store body fat. And so when you have long-term elevated insulin, that's the constant message you're telling your system. And I tell a lot of clients, look, if you're going to bed and then you eat a big piece of cake or sugar or drink a lot of alcohol, the message you're telling your body when you go to bed is to store fat. That's your message. And they're like, well, I don't want to tell her that. I'm like, okay, well, then you can't eat sugary or sugar by itself or alcohol or any of that, because that's what it's essentially going to do. And then you're going to go to sleep and you're telling your body to store fat, and that's the last thing you want to do. Sugar also decreases your testosterone levels. It decreases your growth hormone. It suppresses so many other hormones in your body, and it also creates a lot of inflammation within your body, and you also get an immune suppression from it. And this all happens just from sugar. And if people could understand, just by removing that one simple thing out of their diets, and I know it's tough because sugar is probably in everything on some level or another, that their health would increase tenfold. And the stress on their bodies, right, because sugar is a massive stress on your body, you would just ultimately start feeling so much better, because it does create an internal stress on your body. And there are